All right, today we're going to dive into a poem that's just 5 lines long, but trust me, it holds an entire universe. We're going to see how a handful of words can literally hack your brain, completely flip your idea of memory on its head, and even become this powerful act of rebellion. So, you ready? Let's get into it.
So to really get this, we can't just stand on the sidelines and look in. No, we have to jump right in. We have to start right here, tangled up inside the knot itself. See, this poem doesn't just politely invite you in, it reaches out and snags you.
And here it is. This is the poem. It's by Akiko Yosano from her 1901 collection called Midaregami, which, you guessed it, means tangled hair. It's so short, right? Just 5 lines. But believe me, these lines aren't just for reading. They're actually designed to do something to you.
So the big question is, how? How does a poem do something to you? Well, let's peel back that first layer. We're going to look at this thing almost like it's a piece of neurological code.
Yeah, and that's the absolute key here. This isn't just pretty words and images. It's actually a structural trap. It's designed to get in there and rewire your brain, even if just for a second. So, how does it pull that off?
Okay, so there's this really cool concept called neurological intrusion, and this poem is a perfect example. Notice how it repeats the word tangled? It goes from the hair to the heart. And as your brain processes that, it actually starts to loop and stutter. It's crazy. It starts mimicking the very knot the poem is describing. So you see, the poem isn't just about being tangled. It literally forces your mind into that state of entanglement.
All right, so once the poem has its little neurological hooks in you, it starts to work on a much deeper psychological level. Now we're talking about memory. But this is not the kind of memory you're probably used to thinking about. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. I mean, think about it. We usually think of nostalgia as this tidy little box of memories, right? Something you can pull out, look at, and then put away. But Yosano's poem? It's the complete opposite. It's this raw, living chaos. It's not about remembering passion. It's about re-experiencing it right here, right now. The past isn't just past. It's a living, breathing knot that's still tangled up in the present.
And this, you guys, is the poem's radical, almost anti-therapy logic. I mean, our whole culture is about moving on, right? Get closure, let it go. But this poem just screams the opposite. It insists that maybe we shouldn't try to comb through every single difficult memory. Maybe some knots are actually worth preserving. Because those entanglements, they're the very proof that we were ever truly, intensely alive.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Because as deeply personalized this poem feels, it was also, and this is huge, a profoundly political act.
I mean, think about it. Publishing this in 1901, this was basically an act of sabotage. You have to understand, in Meiji Japan at the time, everything was rigidly controlled. A woman's life, her behavior, even her hair, it was all supposed to be neat, straight, disciplined. So for Yosano to come out with a whole collection called Tangled Hair, wow, that was a revolutionary statement. She was declaring that female desire didn't have to be neat and tidy. It could be raw and wild and beautifully, defiantly uncombed.
So, we've covered the neurological hack, the psychological trip, the political rebellion, but now we go even deeper. We're about to get into the poem's most difficult and, honestly, most unsettling interpretation.
Yeah, the source material actually calls this the impossible reading. It poses this really wild question. What if the tangle, this intense, passionate fusion, isn't with a lover at all? What if it's with death itself?
This idea basically smashes together two of the most fundamental forces of existence. You've got Eros, that's the life instinct, right? Desire, creation, love, all that good stuff. And then you have Thanatos, the death instinct. Annihilation, silence, the void. The theory is that you can't have one without the other. So in this reading, the poem is celebrating that one terrifying, beautiful moment where the knot between two lovers also becomes the noose of mortality, where the absolute bliss of fusing with someone else is also the complete dissolution of your own self. It's a super dark reading for sure, but man, is it powerful.
So, after digging through all of that, the brain science, the memory, the politics, even love and death, what's the big takeaway? Where does this leave us? Well, all these tangled threads, they all come together to make one final, really defiant statement. Think about our world right now. Everything is about self-optimization. We're supposed to hack our productivity, streamline our careers, even curate our own personal stories on social media.
We're under so much pressure to present this neat, tidy, coherent narrative of who we are. And in that kind of world, a poem about embracing the tangle becomes an incredible act of resistance.
So, in the end, the poem doesn't just give us a nice idea. It gives us a command. It's like a manifesto for living in this crazy modern world, and the first line of that manifesto is, "Do not comb the soul." Just don't. Don't try to straighten out the parts of you that were meant to be complex. And don't you dare try to simplify a memory that was forged in pure ecstasy or maybe even terror.
Instead of combing it, we let it snarl. We decide to make peace with the messy, the chaotic, the unresolved parts of our own stories and our own hearts.
We let it pull. We stop fighting and just acknowledge the power that these old entanglements still have over us. We honor that they're still shaping who we are today.
And finally, we don't fight it anymore. We just surrender to the truth that some things in life aren't problems to be solved. They're just experiences to be lived. In the end, we let it win.
And that's really the question this incredible little poem leaves for all of us, isn't it? Take a look at your own life, your own heart. What are your knots? What memories, what connections are so vital, so core to who you are, that you would never want to untangle them? What knots are your proof that you are truly here and truly alive?